Hello and welcome to DevCast Ops. You are joined this evening by myself, Barnaby, and James. Wale
Hello.
is having a nice sunny holiday somewhere, so we will get him back. I can hear us back
No,
through.
sorry, that is my phone. My bad. My bad.
That's like looking at everything to see if I had something unmuted somewhere.
Nope, it's me.
Cool. Today we are adding object storage to our cluster. For those of you that have popped along and watched the game streaming, we have had a little bit of intermittency in what we've been doing. We're not entirely sure what it is. And I want at least to get up a nice log aggregator so that we can, when something crashes, go back later and go, what was it that caused something to panic? So the first step of that is we're going to look at setting up MinIO, which is sort of an S3 compatible storage, but it's not cloud vendor specific. And we're going to use that hopefully to push our logs to eventually. So
I'm also using this opportunity to rebuild the way we're deploying our core applications, which is why I'm very hurriedly trying to set up a repo because this wasn't the plan. But if we're going to deploy something and have an entire stream, I might as well over decide what we're doing like we normally do.
let me wait. Give me 1 second. If you're pasting,
You're welcome. You're welcome to share my screen.
cool. I saw variables pop. I was like, oh, I'm going to paste secrets. No, we're good.
I will move before I actually paste secrets. This will, I will need to put my keys in. Probably should be a variable set. Probably should do it in a way that doesn't require the like bootstrap keys. So I'm going to call that 4.
I think we still have a little bit of meshing to do behind the background with some of our trust relationships.
Yeah, we're not really doing this stuff in earnest yet. Like we're still kind of like, oh yeah, we're kind of using Terraform, but a lot of this stuff is still kind of manually created and manually set.
I do find how funny that find it funny that we've kind of, we're always saying, oh, we should do everything automated, and then we have our own thing with like, oh, we want to do something with it. We've taken it live before all of like the automation is up and running essentially, and just kind of still on a Dev system.
It's one of those things of like the cool automation stuff I want to do on stream, but some things I do just want to work.
Yeah.
So talk about working. I have copied a repo, changed some values. Hopefully this works. The way I've been deving this, oh yeah, we need to, I shouldn't be wanting to dev volume. I'm not actually going to deploy this volume. It's also, I didn't, okay, let's clear this one. That's not useful.
Yeah, we were talking about setting this up earlier, and we didn't actually decide as to what we're backing it. Where we're like, oh, we'll spin up MinIO, and then we're like, oh, it's probably time to go live. So, do you have any ideas on what we want to back the cluster with?
GSP, just a hard drive.
Just a hard drive, because we'll deploy it to our Nomad cluster, and then just
like current. Like this is the. Oh, I did actually comment this off. This is. Oops. This is the base spec to deploy a hard drive. So like this will deploy a hard drive that lives in cluster, and we can obviously tell this to be like nice. But for now, we're not going to worry about volumes, and we're not going to worry about job spec because there is other things that I think we need. So I'm just going to be running this locally. I could be committing this up and get VSO set up. Probably will at some point.
That's fine. We'll dev quickly, and then we can get it going, and then we can push it up.
So what this is currently running is this is going to create vault groups and policies. So ostensibly, someone in the core group will have access to this namespace, and then in Nomad, I'm creating namespace and then giving read access and the read log capability, which is part of the write policy access. This is really not good compared to like Vault. Like you can't, if you want to segregate access, it has to be at namespace level. But that's fine. So we are creating binding rules. This is the kind of policy stuff where it links together. We're creating the core namespace because it doesn't exist yet. And then some other identity groups and stuff. And then this is going to shove up our stuff. Well, that's applying. There's no point building a hard drive. We might as well just build a server first. Let's look at getting MinIO set up. I realized that I deleted like everything that I need to make a job work. So here's a not useful job, just so I can. This is going to be core. I probably don't need a variable. Could you look at getting at the what like stats we actually need for MinIO?
Oh, what set requirements? Yeah, sure. The ones it's going to recommend are going to be a lot higher than probably what we need.
But it's just like it's like what's the port that it needs? What's the binary that it runs? That sort of stuff.
So the high level requirement is using x64 processors, NVMe flash drives, is 30 terabytes or higher.
Wow.
100 gigabyte networking, 256 gigs of RAM, and Linux kernel 5 or newer.
We might have the networking.
The rest of it, probably not so much. But I think that's for a full like on-premise deployment.
Yeah, our 10 gigabyte file, I'm sure, is going to be fine. Oh, I thought I actually did Google it. Oh, there we go, that one. So what I found is this. Should we see what?
Yeah.
So there's.
I'm very curious as how that's. I assume that's just going to bind to the drive on the server.
Well, it's running in a container, so it's going to bind to container image. We'll mount something in a second.
Yeah.
That's fine. So I don't need config. I'm sure we'll need config at some point, but there's more config, so I'll delete that. We are quite literally running. I need to buy ports. No, I don't want to be static at the end, but like they can be static for now. And then MinIO ports needs fob, needs endpoint and console. And then the args are server data console address. Slash data doesn't exist, but that's fine.
You might be able to just mount it to Google Cloud Storage directly instead of doing drives.
The benefit of using the drive is this job is then cloud agnostic. So if we were to move to a different cloud, we have to deal with remounting that cloud's drives, which we'd want to do anyway, but then we don't have to worry about changing anything to do with MinIO. Like if we were to, because Factorio would need to be changed as well, because that needs a drive. So it's kind of.
I guess eventually we can, if we get MinIO up and working, we'll push our save data for Factorio into MinIO.
Yeah, what then on boot time, pull it in. Yeah, who knows?
Something like that.
All the fun things we can play with.
Just have everything in object store. Before I do that, I would want to have a DR like test if like the job dies, is how the data persists.
I Obviously, it's more money. I think we are very close to just needing 2 servers always up, because the amount that's actually running on this core server is getting quite a lot.
Yeah, no, I think that probably would be a good idea to have 2, so that we can have a failure and it not wipe everything. Because where do we mount the drive to the main server, and then the CSI proportions it across?
CSI does the mounting and everything for us.
Just mounts it for us. But if that drive ever corrupts, that's it. There's no backup.
But that's more to do with like turning snapshotting on, which you can do as part of the CSI. When I configure volume as part of CSI, I can tell it to do backup.
What would it back up to automatically?
Well, sorry, I can tell it to snapshot, so it will just take an entire copy of the drive. So it's still GC or whatever it's called. Okay, that may be deployed. I would be shocked if it's that easy.
It's probably,
oh, you know everything I was talking about. Oh no, I should.
Can you not see it because it's not different namespace?
I should have access to that namespace. I just realized that I never set it to a namespace. Not that matters. I also called it a completely different job. That's the problem with stealing things. I've just overwritten another job. Like, it's fine.
I hope you have a copy of the old job specs. Actually, you can version.
I do have a copy of the old job spec. I'm going to purge that old job though, just so it doesn't, because static pots and stuff.
You're not going to version it back to the old one.
No, I don't care. Terraform, like that code was Terraform. Oh no, that was just the wrong job because it's namespaced. So that was a test job that I'm not running anymore that I copied. So it had a name that made me think it was something else, but it actually wasn't. So yeah, the 3 jobs I have been messing with are still there. So I don't, less worried now.
Haven't lost anything.
But that's also trying to move everything into Terraform. So end of the day, I just rerun Terraform. Though now we're object store. Now, granted, we've bounced the entire system multiple times since we've been running this Factorio save and not lost it. So it shows that actually we have good data persistence, even if our system explodes.
Yeah, the only thing we've only had the one issue with data persistence. In fairness, I think the entire time we've been running this cluster.
And that was because I was telling it to I need to relog. I was telling the server to kill the disk every time it killed the server.
Yeah, because even before using CSI, I think it was just because, I don't know, I think this disk is deletion protection. Like whenever we spun up a disk, automatically put deletion protections around it in Terraform, so we can't accidentally automatically destroy it if we're messing with something else. And then
it's also the way that because we've never run delete. If you run a delete on the volume, if you run a Terraform destroy, it will delete the volume. We've never done that, so it's just happy to be like, oh yeah, this could exist. I'll just keep running, even when you run the volume.
I think Terraform destroy won't delete protection things.
Yeah, sorry, you are correct. I am also spinning up hard drives as part of this that don't have that, and I can just tear them down by deleting the volume.
Yeah.
So that's the console. Look how fancy it looks.
Makes us look professional.
That's more complicated. Okay. I'm curious if this can do Vault authentication.
It might be able to.
That was the console once. Oh, Rex. Cool. What's the default login creds for MinIO?
This reminds me of old cybersecurity days where it's like, oh, you can Like, never use default because people will just Google it. But the amount of systems that still do is insane.
Oh, look, we've got MinIO.
We probably could integrate it into Vault. So the identity management, you have MinIO internal IDP, which is what you've just logged in through. OpenID Connect, which is the OIDC stuff, which we use.
Vault will run through that.
Yeah. There's apparently it's MinIO authentication plugin, so you can export custom external identity manager using a plugin manager extension, which is fun.
OpenID.
There's LDAP.
Someday we can mess with LDAP, but yeah.
We're going to set up our own LDAP server and run like just raw LDAP.
It crashed. Talking about logging.
Where does this get logged though? If we're using this to store logs.
Oh wait, no, it didn't crash.
Did it just exit?
There's also a chance that I'm using. I've given this like no creds. So I don't want to create buckets manually. This should be I assume there's a Terraform provider for it. But before we do that, let's give this a hard drive.
Yeah.
Maybe give this some config.
Do we want to chuck the drive into our games drive module? Because that's like persistent storage, which I think I wrote in a nice, expandable, scalable way.
No, that's what this is for.
Oh.
God, what was I doing? This one. Nope. Brain, it was that one. This one. No, that is, oh God. Brain, this one. So this is going to be everything to do with Nomad Core is going to live here.
Okay.
So this is where its volume is going to live, and we'll do not destroy, and everything in this namespace is for everything in this repo is our like core services.
Oh, we can do all the RBAC through Terraform as well for MinIO.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I feel MinIO is one of those things we need to like maybe somehow set up a root cred, like a secret admin password as part of this, and then everything else will be configured through Terraform, either in this repo if we wanted to try and do stacks, or something else. So MinIO. Oh God. Should I actually do this correctly? I should do this. This repo needs to be reworked. I'm just going to accept that.
I want to know if we can. A little bit more like, we should build a Vault plugin to do dynamic access to MinIO.
Is there not?
I don't know if there is. There might be actually. I feel like it's something I've seen but haven't messed with.
This was true. 10 gigs.
What are we putting in there? It'd be, I would say 50.
50. So this is going to be logs. And this is going to be like if we wanted to run, if we wanted to run Factorio mods, we'd put them in here. If we wanted, I'm messing with the tool called Foundry Virtual Tabletop. I was going to put that binary in here. So this is kind of going to be like a binary store as well. But I don't think the binaries are that big, and we can always increase it if needed.
I'd say 50 to start off with, because it'd be nice to turn on audit logging on the various services and then push them here.
Yep.
Yeah, and they can quite quickly generate quite a bit of data. Although I don't think we're stressing our system that much, but It'd be good to set it up in a way that you can see it going.
You just need something going wrong, and you very quickly stress system. I'm just going to go over because I want to steal the volume blocks. So that's the volume side. This should now create a hard drive for us. And then within the job spec, within the group, I add a volume data. Source is MinIO. And then I need a volume mount, which is part of the config. And this needs to be /data. I was like, what should we call this? It already says /data there. That should be all we need.
Spin it up. I don't think there's an official MinIO Vault secrets engine by the looks of things. I forgot one of the things that popped up was Boundary. You can use it for session recording. I think you can push to MinIO now.
Yeah, it used to just be S3, and then they extended it to MinIO.
Talking about using Vault for encryption keys, which fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, Vault depends what the MinIO like loop is, but it looks like you can create like access keys and stuff with it.
There is an open source one. Someone has made this before.
Oh, nice. So even if we just have to fork if they're not updating it.
Yeah, 5 years ago was the last commit.
Okay, yeah, we can probably fork it and may need to do some tweaks, but it'll be a base.
Yeah.
Cool.
5 years ago. 5 years ago and 6 commits.
Oh, I made the volume on the wrong namespace. Oh.
Can you not set a namespace as a top level variable so it's just automatically populated through?
Yeah, I'm just an idiot. It's fine. Again, this is like
copy and paste.
I have started working on this this morning before work, and I was like, I like what I'm doing this because at the end of the day, like I have all these folders. What I actually want is a root level, a folder called files, and then this just passed. This is a module, a workload module per file that I want to run, or per workload I want to run, and then a groups module, and that's it. Like everything else is just in modules that are stored somewhere else. So all this code is the same. Any update can be like rolled out nicely. Trying to be nice with prevent destroys because Barnaby will complain if I don't, and just
for good reason. I don't like losing data.
No, it's fine.
And I've seen people wipe entire Vault namespaces because they didn't have prevent destroy on and just hit go on Terraform.
Yeah, I think certainly this core namespace, there's probably a level of like everything needs to be very prevent destroy. For non-core things, I'm a lot more like it shouldn't matter if we destroy anything.
The way to do it, if we were doing it kind of at a larger scale and more enterprise, I'd probably look going down more of a Sentinel route and having sort of soft mandatory. You just a warning popper goes, by the way.
Yeah, you're about to lose all your stuff. Be careful.
Yeah.
But you can do if you wanted to, like you could build your own tool for it. Like it's one of the benefits of like most hashy tools is most of the hashy like enterprise stuff is you can build it yourself. It's just, do you want to?
I have built a very like low level version of it before, which is just it takes the output from planned and it will send that across. Like if there's destroys in that, it just puts a message in your PR going, by the way, you sure you want to do this? Yes, but it's very simplistic.
This is one thing that annoys me about Nomad. This doesn't like check. It's like unplaced. Oh yeah, I can't. Don't have permission to do anything. There's a way around this. Give me 1 second.
Because is it the Nomad provider that doesn't wait for anything to come back when it deploys things?
You could run a check. It's because this, yeah, it's fine. There we go. Oh, it did start running. Oh no, that's 0. That's the first one. Now it's running. Take default creds. Oh, we can set environment variables to set the username and password. That's cool. So we should do that as well. Set a default password and have it as like a Terraform output that we can then either pull into the same Terraform code that edits or nil Terraform repo that then like does the config.
I had a weird. We could also push it to Vault potentially with Terraform, because I think you can write secrets. I don't know how that's represented in state though.
The problem is there's no way of to create a secret. You have to use a resource to create the secret, which means it has to live somewhere. Like it has to live in Terraform state. One of the things I really wanted from I've got that v6 address now. One of the things I really wanted from Vault, will probably end up making it myself, is something like the KV. That the first time you hit it, it generates a random value, and then every other time will just return that value.
Because they have like half of those. I think it's been a while. In tools, you can generate. I think you can generate random values. You have random in tools.
Yeah, it would not be hard to do. I think we've got an issue now actually. 10.2.
Is MinIO IPv4 only, and we're trying to do IPv6?
No, I think our server's IPv6, and we haven't set the config to tell MinIO to be IPv6. So probably we need to set it so it'll accept IPv6. Which is weird. The first time I turned it on, it will use the IPv6 address. This time it uses the IPv. I think it's semi-random. Which one's the networking uses?
I wonder if it binds because it's the server's technically dual stack.
Yeah.
This is what it binds to.
Yeah, because I could see in the logs that it was saying, here is the 10.88.0.91. That's a random. That's probably the like containers IP, which is not like useful. And then, yeah, this time it got the IPv4 and worked fine. So we probably need a way of getting it so it works for both. But that's fine for now. I suppose I can see this. I can look at files. And it says it's bind to a volume. I suppose the task.
If it's running as a container, would it bind? Can you supply it as the environment variable, or?
I'm sure there's a flag that we can pass through to it. I just want to prove this is actually like working. Oh, I can give a capacity of 1 terabyte.
This is definitely set up for larger scale operations.
Browse bucket. Do I have something I can upload?
Just upload one of the thumbnails or something like that.
Yeah, let's upload that. There we go. Cool. There's now something uploaded. I mean, I couldn't think of another way to prove that like this is working. And actually, I just restarted the task, which means the network's probably the same. I don't think I actually did what I want to do. I'm going to restart the job.
Surely it will delete your bucket because it will spin up a new MinIO cluster and it will just orphan the file onto the drive somewhere.
Don't know. I have no idea how it works. Like, I feel that it should just be like, it should see there's already a file on that drive in the format it expects and just adopt it. Oh, this is...
Come back to IPv6. Perfect.
Well, it's alternating between the two. We should probably find a way of like fixing this.
Well, you can give...
There's a way in networking to tell it to like not use dual stack, I think.
So this sounds, I think this is more of a nomad side than a...
Yeah, I think in this network block, there's a way of saying it to be like not do dual stack.
What do we want for, I guess IPv4 at the moment?
I mean, it looks... Yeah, well, yeah, all the way in MinIO, you can tell it to accept either IPv4 or IPv6.
Apparently,
which is probably the better.
Yeah, from what I was reading, apparently it's happy with both, but it might just be the interaction between the container and it. Because if the container's advertised, would it matter? The container could advertise on v4, but I guess we're not using anything to route to it.
There's also a chance that the network connection... Oh, that's it. I think the firewall may not be happy on IPv6 currently. No, yeah, I think it's a firewall issue. I'm going to say I think it's a firewall issue. And it's fine. So this, I think, provably works. I don't know the fact that we've created a bucket manually. Can I actually see what's in the drive? File... task, allocation, files. Oh, you can't... It doesn't actually show you that it's bound on the thing. Yeah, so a bucket is just a folder. It's just like a folder structure.
Yeah, I think it will stripe it across its data centers if we replicate it.
Oh, I'm sure there's many fancy things we can do with MinIO to make it work. But for now,
there's a Terraform provider to deploy it. I don't know if you want to try and run that quickly.
Yeah, should we look
at
the next level of... I'm going to delete this bucket if I can work out how to do it. Oh no, I don't have object browser. I need buckets. You delete bucket. Why is it the same issue that Terraform has?
It's just like S3.
It's just like S3. Who would have thought? A service that sells itself from being the same as S3 is the same as S3. Specify buckets like this. Cool. No buckets. Okay. Should I just do it in the same repo the same Terraform repo for now?
Yeah. It would kind of actually make sense for it to live in core. Well, because we would, I guess maybe later we'd set up different parts. Because it's a central cluster, but I guess it wouldn't really matter which way we split it. We could split it so it ran through an individual job or sort of department spun off their own buckets.
I would probably want to try and keep it central.
There'd be certain bits of config that I'd be tempted to keep central. Depends a little bit what we're.
I suppose. Actually, no. I would split it. I would the same way that, like, this provider spins up Vault and Nomad. Actually, I would have it that the DCO thing that spins up like the Factorio code also is the stuff that probably spins up a bucket. So if a bucket is just a folder that doesn't cost anything, it almost gets a bucket by default.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. The way we're building stuff, it might be worth having in our sort of folder structure to have a distinction of sort of ephemeral and stateful resources, so that you have kind of each sort of project would get sort of maybe 2 workspaces in Terraform, one which is stateful, so would have stuff like drift detection stuff on it. And then you'd have the ephemeral stuff, which was just destroyed essentially whenever it was not in use. The stuff we'd want to configure essentially, like set up auth. So you'd configure like the root auth, and then combining that into Vault, and then ideally would have it so when a new project or something was spun out, it would just get dynamic creds to spin up a space in the cluster.
Yeah. That's the plan. Yeah, I'd love to get to the point where we can just be like, oh, I want to do this thing, and it just like it's all there, it's all ready for you.
Push button, get environment.
Yeah.
Don't have to wait half an hour for a Kubernetes cluster to deploy.
Push button via job spec. Job done. So what do we want to do? Create a bucket.
Yeah, just have the base stuff to create buckets. Can't remember what else.
I love the fact it's a MinIO S3 bucket.
Is it really? Oh yeah, it is. You have IAM users as well.
I don't think I want to make this public.
We can do KMS and give it encryption keys as well if you want.
Oh, we could make Nomad encrypt itself based in MinIO.
Oh god. Just getting tighter and tighter circles at that point.
Actually, so technically this would be core. There was a name thing that it said it had. Naming rules. Can only consist of. Okay, that's fine. Buckets must not end in the suffix S3 alias.
I wonder what that clashes with.
This suffix is reserved for access point alias names. All right, so this would in the end be the like plan for how I would do it. So it'd be like namespace and then like task.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go.
Trying to see if there's.
Well, if this supports OIDC login through Vault, I don't know if that would work at a like end user level. I don't know if Terraform could run that.
It might be able to. It'd be one of the things, though. If we can set up, be more tempted to do the dynamic credentials rather than a trust relationship. Yeah. But I'm just seeing if they have the OIDC stuff as part of their provider.
Or it may be a config. It may be a like on boot config that it needs. Because so far, none of these files have actually said anything about like a config file. It's just like, oh yeah, here's how you spin up a base MinIO thing. Oh, there's it. Wants to spin up a bucket. Yes, please give me a bucket.
I do like that docs has the sort of level at the top where you have the tabs for do this on Kubernetes, do it in Docker, do it in Linux, and then they have Mac and Windows. I'm amazed they have Mac for this. They have their own segments of docs for that.
Yeah, you got to run your server on S3 request must. Oh, I gave it the wrong endpoint.
I think you can do it all through environment variables by the looks of things.
That's my assumption. Is actually it just needs a massive environment variables or config or
you can do it through configuration settings. MinIO specifies in the configuration settings where these are stored, though, and how we dump those, push those. I guess you just push them into the.
Just make a template file that loads them in. External identity management. What's this going to tell me what to do?
Looks like you need to restart it as the process to pick it up.
I mean, yeah, that is to be expected.
Do you know what MC is?
Minikube. It's their command line tool. So preferably not doing anything with that would be my preference.
All the Docker stuff is just using MC.
Configuration settings. It's just MC admin, all environment variables. So I mean, we can just say environment variables. That's fine.
Yeah.
But this should have created a bucket while we were looking at that. Back to here. Yay, bucket. Sweet. Cool. This is a lot of information it needs.
Oh, MC is a MinIO. Apparently, it's short for MinIO client. It's not Minikube.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. It's the
CLI tool.
CLI tool. So from what I can see, we need to set those environment variables.
Yeah.
And spin up the OpenID site, OpenID side from Vault as well. this is where this breaks down, because like this workload now also needs a Vault config. So do I just make like a Vault OIDC folder? For now, I'm very tempted to just give it the same creds as we've got for Nomad and see if it'll let me log in.
Give it a go.
I don't remember how you set environment variables for Nomad.
Is it, do you remember the var block with type environment?
Oh no, it's more annoying. It's or maybe it's just end block. This list environment variables to populate the task environment. There's I think there's maybe two ways of doing it. This end block is probably better. Because we did it for the Nomad, for the DCO. Oh, it's this way you can't pull secrets from Vault. You have to do God, I hate this. This, where you have to load in secret data and vars with like this, if you want to actually like set, and it's like a template.
Yeah.
Which actually I might do just to like, we may need it. Because if we were to do the like Vault creds, there's one this also. Was I going to do still these from Vault? Still these from Nomad?
Yeah, that was the plan. Just use Nomad ones for now, and then we can make a MinIO space later.
Well, client ID. Client ID secret ID, I'm going to have to set. Claim name. I don't know what these mean. Scopes equals groups. Oh, it's probably bound audience. Is one of these two. Redirect URLs are. Oh, this is probably not going to work because of the Vault redirect.
Yeah, because it'll bounce it back to Nomad.
Yeah, this isn't just going to work. We're going to have to like actually spend the time getting this to work, which is fine. This is
yeah, that's all right. I think it might take a little while, unless there's an easy way to steal the code from.
I mean, probably.
Because I assume we can figure the.
Oh yeah, this. This is how we get Nomad. It's set up with Nomad. Oh no, that's how it's set up in Nomad.
Yeah, there's the Vault side.
For Vault, Nomad OIDC. This is the Vault side.
But yeah, it's coming from URL. So we probably want to set up DNS and such.
We need, ostensibly we need traffic set up.
Yeah.
For that as well, and which while it's kind of like set up for a demo, I don't know how we could if we could just like use it for this as well.
I think maybe when he gets back from holiday, we can have a look into that. But
I mean, for now, we can just leave it with the default, or we can maybe pass through some non-default creds just to make it like slightly more secure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, give it some non-default creds. Although I imagine we'll tear it down and spin it up again beforehand.
Do you remember what the password?
Yeah, I have it in one of my tabs that I was looking at literally a second ago.
Because if no, I want
Docker MinIO _root_user and then _root _password.
You send it to me.
Want it in chat?
Yeah, I'm just gonna steal this and steal.
I'll put it in the Twitch chat in case anyone.
Oh, Twitch chat. I can't. I don't have Twitch chat open.
I can send it to you over Discord as well if that's easy.
Ban you while you're in chat.
You're gonna ban me from doing it wrong.
That's fine. I did just open it. You're welcome to. And that is a task level thing.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I don't need it like this. It will be core MinIO. Oh god, I can't. How Vault works? How have we set up Vault?
In a way that I think it's the namespace then the service. Although I'm not sure if we've done it consistently. We have a lot of KVBs 2s.
Okay, so it is that /user, and then
I think we actually have a KVB2 for Nomad. We have core/console for console, but nothing else is prefixed in a sensible way.
What for Nomad?
Yeah, with secret core/MinIO/user will currently return nothing because we don't have.
No, we need to create it. You're welcome to create if you want.
Yeah.
Or so mount is core MinIO, and then root user, and then the data is root user and stuff.
Do we want to create an individual mount for this, or just have the mount as core and then a prefix within the mount?
This has access to a mount. No, I want to mount core MinIO. I don't mind. The path. This needs to be the total path.
Yeah.
How you want to split it is up to you.
I think I'm going to set core.
Try and reduce the amount of KVs we have.
I can't do core because we have core/console already. So I do have to mount core MinIO.
Oh, we do. Yeah. Yeah. The benefit of not doing core is if we just did core, then we couldn't have anything else slower than it.
Yeah.
Or maybe it should be like core/KV2 or core/KV.
I think we were talking about prefixing it with the type first. Would probably be the most sensible way. You need to do it.
I don't
mind. Anyway, was it you want user
and password?
Path a secret user. I love him. He was like, "Oh, just put the defaults back in." It's like, no.
Put whatever you want. I don't. I don't need to know. This is up to you.
Cool.
Yeah, the cleaning this up, so at least it's a little bit more obvious what all these things are doing will be nice. But other than console, they're all Nomad.
Cool. You have user and password.
Common user, and then oh god, had to do it like that. I'm glad I checked. Because I generally, if it's only going to be used in one place, I will just use what I'm ultimately going to use it as.
I think
nice username password.
the one perk of being dyslexic is the making passwords. Even if you're trying to write something that's a sentence, you're adding extra protection just by spelling it wrong.
Oh, I didn't check the spelling.
Assume it's neither did I. Well, I typed it blind, so.
Well, I'm going to be curious to see if this works. And then I'm going to have to log into Vault to be able to get into MinIO now. But MinIO is not a service that people need access to, really, unless we're like uploading things.
No. Like having a root user and password stored in Vault as a break glass, I think is fine. But the rest of we should never really need access to it. And I guess we will eventually set up OIDC that will, set up OIDC just as a reader role.
Yeah, or like an upload role. So I can go and upload a file that my project needs.
I guess we could set up multiple roles.
Yeah, well, as we should. Specified user does not exist. Does it create the user?
Try the default creds again. I wonder if it's pulled some config.
No, I'm gonna trust that this is just gonna work. Yay! Basic user. Yeah, that worked. So we now have not default creds. I assume it created the user when we.
It might just be the. Would it create a user? I don't know if it created the root one last time. It's died.
I have a slight suspicion this ran out of resources. Because like look at, I mean, it's using 100. I've given it 100 megs worth of memory, and it's running at 97 megs. So I have a slight suspicion this is running at like full pelt.
Yeah, I think there's definitely stuff to do where we need to right size our.
The issue we've got is like, what was it, topology? I don't think this is correct. Like, I think we're actually running a lot. I mean, maybe actually for memory.
There's other processes running on this server that are outside of Nomad.
That's true. We also have Vault and console running.
Yeah. Which, although they're not doing a huge amount at the moment, will be contributing.
Yeah. Identity, users, crash.
Okay. I think we can see what's happening here, but it looks like it's working if we just gave it enough resources to run. Are you going to trically bump it up to...
Double its resources. Let's see what happens. I didn't realize it was 8 o'clock. I should have let you call it.
Oh, that's fine. We can go do the one run, and if it's still dying, we can do a proper debug another time. But we look like it's good and happy.
Between streams, I may start moving some of our other resources over into this location, because when things go wrong, there's no one-click spin all our services back up.
I want to have that button which I could spin up a whole cluster by just pressing it.
I mean, maybe it's probably going to be like you need to run 5 different Terraform runs. But you could like knit them together through automatic triggers if you really wanted to.
Just one Terraform stack. That's all I want.
Oh, yeah, of course. We can't access the bucket because we've changed the username password, which means this no longer works.
I guess at that point, I guess we'll leave it as is, and we'll.
I mean, hopefully the job still worked.
Yeah, that should still be fine. Do you want to see if you can log in?
Vault password, username, login, identity, users. Hasn't crashed. You can actually see everything.
Perfect.
You can actually configure OIDC ourselves manually.
Extend that Terraform provider to do it, but yeah. Well, I think we did. It's using triple the amount of resources that you gave it.
Yeah, no wonder it crashed.
All right. Oh, that's been unusually successful. We didn't have got through it all within the hour. So all that's left to say is thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure as usual. Follow on Twitch, like and subscribe on YouTube. Hit that bell if you want to get all of the updates. And we will catch you next week. Thank you for watching. Bye.